Yes, people, and don't know the vibes. You're there with the real Gunna Lee, and if you haven't so far, I just want to say big up to the Yadi Army. That's all my loyal subscribers from day one. If you're not subscribed yet, there's a link right there. Just people, you don't, just give me some love. You don't know, subscribe to the channel, and you know we just keep it all Arsenal, straight Arsenal talk. And I'm excited, people. You know why? Cause it's Wednesday night right now over here, so there's 3 days left till the first game, and Arsenal is the first game against Fulham at 7:30 a.m. Eastern. And yeah, right now this video is just gonna be not a preview of the game, but just like a look at our squad, and I'm gonna do a full in-depth like a preview and look into our squad by player, by position. And I don't know the vibes, you don't know how we keep it. So yo, big up. And yeah, we're gonna start off with our goalkeepers. Our number one, the number one in back is number one, and that's Leno. If you guys know, I've been rocking with Arsenal for the last couple of years. Leno has been arguably our best player alongside Aubameyang. In the last couple months since the break, so on and so forth. Leno has gotten injured since we came back from the break, and Martinez has done really well in his absence. Leno is back, he's healthy, he's fit, he's ready to go. Question is who is going to be the number one? And there's a lot of speculation now going around our two goalies. We have two top-notch goalies when you look at Martinez, and both goalies want some playing time. So really it's like, what is Arsenal willing to do? Is Leno the number one, or is Martinez? And we'll go more in depth with that. And speaking of Martinez is the next guy up. He's been a long servant of the club actually. I think he's been the longest here of all our squad players, probably alongside Ozil and Bellerin, probably been here the longest, And he's finally gotten his breakthrough. And for me, he's played amazingly well. And honestly, if you match them up, people might say it's just biased because Martinez had just played more recently. But honestly, people, the way that Martinez can play the ball out from the back, he handles the football. He's very pivotal into a bunch of the goals we scored, building up the play from the back. And, being able to keep that pressure. And it's just big up to him, his shot stopping. Probably not as good as Leno, but I believe it's close up there. And I think it's two quality goalkeepers that we have. And honestly, Martinez is looking to get more playing time. And if it was up to me, you put a gun to my head, I'm going to go with Martinez. And I'd put a transfer for Leno if we need the funds. But if we don't need the funds, honestly, in the best case scenario, I keep two top-notch goalies. As you saw, Leno was out, Martinez is in. If Martinez starts, then Leno can be in. And we'll go to Macy, who's the next youth goalkeeper for us. Has been the third string keeper for a few years now, if I'm not mistaken. Not really that much to say about Matt. Haven't seen him really play that much, so we'll continue on to the defenders. And this defender has been in the news lately, and it's Hector Bellerin for good reasons. I mean, Bellerin played really well during the FA Cup, and also after the FA Cup final gave a great showing at the Community Shield, kind of looking more like the Hector Bellerin of old. When you look at people who Arsenal can actually sell for a profit, he's one of the biggest names you can look at. Bellerin, Spanish native, would possibly go for like 35,000 in normal market. In this market, it's stretching, it's like 25-30. So depending on what Arteta sees, Bellerin could be transferred, but for right now he's looking like our right back. And other than Maitland-Niles, I think it's between Bellerin, Maitland-Niles, and Cedric at that position. Talking about fullbacks, I'm gonna go into the Scottish lad Tierney. I mean, this one speaks for himself. This is one of the biggest signings we've made in the last couple of years. Great defensive signing. He had a few injuries early on, but he's really kicked on since he's been healthy. And people know he'd stay. We already have him for a long-term contract. He stays here for the rest of his career for me right now. Tierney can't put a foot wrong. And now we're going to go to Saliba. Saliba is the new young centre-back from France. Played for Saint Etienne that we acquired this transfer window. And and people, to give you just a brief prelude of the man stay, you want to compare it to what you would like to see him turn into a Van Dijk. He's very powerful, he's very quick, and not necessarily if he's great in the air, but I just know, in terms of strength and speed, he's a good fullback there in France. Another of the young centre backs in France, a lot of people believe he is one of the best, and he played pretty well for Saint Etienne when he was on loan for them. So yeah, he's a guy I think you'd see in the lineup pretty soon. Could be the first game. Right now we're hearing stories that David Luiz might be out for an extended period of time with some sort of neck injury. Not too sure about that. So yeah, we could even see him start as soon as this weekend. So big up to Saliba, and we're looking to see more from him. Next, we're gonna go on to Socrates. Socrates, another defender in the news. Speaking of Hector Bellerin, I forgot to say he's linked with PSG. Right now, PSG trying to get a deal for 20 million. Seems to be some concrete interest there, but Arsenal definitely valuing him at around 30 million. So it's going to be a push-pull, whether we need the money or we see that we need Bellerin in our lineup. And as I said, with Maitland-Niles showing out where he has been, Cedric signed a new deal, it's looking like it's possible that Bellerin could be transferred. But for right now, I think we'll see him in the first game. Mustafi was injured, and arguably one of our best defenders. A lot of people hate on Mustafi because one day him play great, and then next minute, I should say, him just flounder, him just do some crazy shit. You see me? Some crazy thing. That's all Mustafi depend. But the last couple of games before his injury and into the final of the FA Cup, he was good for us. He was massive. He was one of the biggest, one of the best defenders, if not the best defender for me over David Luiz during that span. So he's set to be back into training around November. So we'll see more on that end. Chambers is also scheduled to be back from a long-term injury. Pablo Marie, as you can see, a lot of our centre backs injured, and now with news of David Luiz being injured, it seems like Holding, which Holding has looked shaky in his return since his injury, but he has looked a lot more stable than I would say like a Kalashnik in this instance. And for that, Holding looks like he was scheduled to be moved to Newcastle on a loan, but due to the injury, it's looking like we're thinking about keeping him at least to see how bad this David Luiz injury is. And now we're gonna go into after Mustafi, Chambers, Marie, Luiz, Kalashnik, and I'm gonna pause this video here, people, cause I might have to do a part.